Look, you got the bone? Come here, baby. Yeah, there's the leg. Oh, get it. Get it, mama. Oh, yep, she's happy. She's gone.
What is that?
Scene 1, take 1.
What's up, guys? It's Corbin Stuckey at Pixel Talk here. I'm joined by Michael and Daniel.
Hello, guys.
And Leia is under the table, like, chewing on a bone, I think. So
It's okay. The mic's on top of the table.
Yeah, so yeah, there we go. And we just saw Kingsman tonight. This is kind of the first movie that we've seen together as a group, as roommates. The Wolf Lodge.
Yes.
That's what we're calling ourselves. So, yeah, we're just going to be talking about the movie tonight. We're going to be talking about no spoilers at first, and then we're going to talk about spoilers, if that's okay with you guys. So yeah, let's get started with this. We'll let you know when there's spoilers coming. Jesus Christ, Leia.
This is like the first time I'm also going to have to restrict, like, me talking about I mean, sometimes I'll do that, like, in a conversation regularly.
Yeah.
But just, like, I've never, like, okay, I'm on the spot, so I can't slip up and say anything.
At all, or you're done.
Exactly.
Let me see if I can throw
back.
this bone. Like, hey, Leia, go get the bone.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I fucked up. All right, come on, baby. You want this bone? That one's better. Go get it. Yeah.
Problem solved. All right, so yeah, I actually remember like seeing Kingsman with you guys like at your apartment. I saw it before, like in 2015, but I saw it again with you guys, and I thought that was a fun night actually.
Definitely.
I think Zach was there, and we really liked that movie.
Of
It's
course.
yeah,
that was in my apartment.
Yeah. It was a really kind of modern day spy movie.
Yeah.
Balls to the wall, really just action packed. It was from
Literally balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Like,
The comic book is from Mark Millar, who did Kick-Ass. He did Wanted. He's done a lot of like, you know, comic books that have been like, yeah, he's done like a lot of stuff that's like been interpreted into film, like Captain America: Civil War. He's done a lot of stuff that's been like on the.
Kingsman on a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He was already on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Kick-Ass, definitely one of my favorite movies.
Super bad.
The idea for Civil War, even though it was in cinematic, it was like completely different, but still awesome. But now that he's like got this Kingsman franchise
he's
going
stepping
for
up.
him, that's awesome because like the whole thing that really just drives me to this movie is that they're taking like a modern spin on things. It's like the classic like James Bond, like you're saying the whole spy thing, but it's like, oh well, they're putting it into the Wi-Fi and you can hack into objects.
Yeah,
and
and they
like,
even said that
crazy
in the first
and stuff.
movie. That they said they were when
It's not your typical spy movie.
yeah, when they're eating McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
In the first movie, he's like, yeah, I like spy movies, and they knew who was who. And
They were
just
establishing
like, all right.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like a homage to like classic spy movies, but with kind of the same humor that we have like today, which is something I really enjoyed about it. And I was really excited to see the second one because like, you know, I wanted this to be a franchise. I liked the first one, and it's pretty much is at this point. I liked the second one. I think you guys did too.
I liked it.
Yeah, I thought the first one was a little bit better because you know you can't really beat the first one. You can sometimes, but in this like kind of scenario, I think the first one was the best. This one's still enjoyable. I really enjoyed just like, you know, it's still action packed, and you know you feel for the characters as well. And I had a good time.
Yeah.
I feel like it's this year's X-Men Apocalypse. You either don't like it or don't care for it, or you really like it if you're like a fan of the franchise.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Because that's the thing is that this, I feel like, is one of those franchises that like you have to be a fan of to just give it all of that
Tone?
I'm looking for a better word though. It's like you kind of just give your all to kind of experience it again and kind of.
It's like that thrill almost, but it's like the movie form of thrill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like a you can't just.
Excitement, I guess. Yeah, I get where you're trying to go at.
There's like these standalone movies, right? And then it's like, okay, well that was great as a standalone, but like I wouldn't go back and watch a different renovation of that same story.
Right.
Maybe like something like you know, like The Great Gatsby or something. Like you wouldn't want to see like some kind of sequel, but with the Kingsman, it was more of like that's a whole different following. You're getting into introducing interesting characters, and every single person has this thing that makes them awesome, and it's like, you know, if you don't care for the whole action, getting kicked in the nuts, getting hit with whips and
I get what you're
blown
saying.
up and cut in half and all that stuff, then it's not your cup of tea.
Yeah.
Exactly. Play on the age thing. But with like this, it's just for those people who like certain characters that have such distinct characteristics
and personalities. Yeah,
Exactly.
especially like with that kind of English background, like the gentleman quality and stuff like that. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
They could have easily just made the same movie, and at some points they kind of did. There was like rehashes of the same movie in there, but I could tell that they were kind of trying with like the whole statesman scenario where they like take it to the USA. Yeah. I thought that was actually them trying and doing something a little bit different.
That's awesome.
I wish we could have seen a little bit more of that. We got to see some parts, like, you know, with the guy with the lasso and everything. My only like concern is like Channing Tatum is barely in the movie, and we'll get to that later.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like he was just in this movie to show off, hey, I can do different accents. Put me in the Gambit movie. Like, yeah.
It's basically it's another Life. I don't know if you've seen Life, but spoilers on Life if you haven't seen it. The whole thing was
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, he was only in the movie like the first 30
Yeah,
minutes.
okay.
And then he just gets cut off, and then they use it as this marketing technique, like
because they're like, Channing Tatum is in this movie,
so they know. But that's the thing, though, is I don't think Kingsman needed that. I don't think they needed to be like, oh look, it's Channing Tatum on screen. Come and see him be in this movie, and blah blah blah. Oh, he's.
I don't think they needed that either. Yeah.
So it's like they didn't need to like pander to that. You know what I mean? Maybe it was like trying to get more females on it. Or something.
I think that might have been it.
Like,
I think that might have actually been it, just to kind of reach that other demographic, because
maybe
you could tell that with the first movie, maybe some people were disgusted by the Samuel Jackson.
Sexist,
maybe that might have been it.
It's like it's not sexist to be sexist. It's just sexist because that's how it is.
It's sexist because it's setting up this world like, and we like to say that it's mostly like our modern Earth, but like. You know, in this universe, the Kingsman is only males, and they're these secret agents. It's been this way for
It's not just males, because
you're right.
Yeah, there is the female characters.
Totally
I mean, like the one part like in the first movie where it's like you can anal that that one part maybe I don't know, maybe they just. I think we're looking way too much in this demographic kind of thing. Is why they added Channing Tatum, but my only problem, like I said, like he's barely in the movie, and I mean he didn't really need to be in the movie. There's a lot of things that didn't really need to be in this movie, and I think that's actually like one of the problems is there's a whole lot going on here, and it could have been just really focused on the main characters that we've come to like, and they're adding all this different stuff like Halle Berry. Channing Tatum, who's not really in the movie. One of the characters gets amnesia. There's all these different subplots happening, and I think that is what occurred here. If they would have just kind of found a way to simplify it, I think I would have liked it a little bit more. I think that's why I like the first one, because it's so just on point and it knows what it's trying to be. Where I think with this one, it's like, okay, what can we do different? And they try to do all these different things, and they have like this... It's kind of long, actually. It's a really long movie.
Or even if they tried to introduce those new things, but they carried them all over. Because most of the time, like you see in the Star Wars franchise, right? You're like, oh, well, the first one happens, we introduce these characters. Second one happens, like a bit more into the plot. Oh, Han and Leia get, intertwined with one another. They start loving each other. Luke finds out Vader's his father. What's he gonna do about that?
Yeah.
They have to carry it on to the third, right?
Yeah.
But with this, it was more like, oh well, everything kind of comes full circle in the movie, and it's like, well,
golden circle.
I'm
an idiot.
But you know what I mean? Like, they could have. Like, there's no problem with introducing the new stuff, because I like that this is trying to become a bigger franchise than just like the one or two.
I'd see a third movie.
Exactly.
I could see a third movie, absolutely.
Definitely. But that's
see, at the same time though, like I also can't, because of the way that it ended.
We should probably get into spoilers. Yeah, we can get into spoilers now. We can do that.
Okay, spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
All right, so Channing Tatum is the last shot you see. So if they did a trilogy, it would have to be about Channing Tatum.
Yeah, I didn't really agree with that kind of ending. I saw what they were going for, because like, you know, Eggsy becomes like this prince after marrying the princess.
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a little bit into that later, but Kingsman is known for like these like kind of British spies, like British intelligence, and like, you know, we have Channing Tatum, and it's telling us like, hey, he's gonna be in the next movie, like it's gonna be his franchise.
Not even just that, but he's gonna be a Kingsman. It's not that he's gonna be a statesman, which is also like, it's kind of like the Kingsman, but it's the United States version.
Yeah.
So the statesman.
Yeah.
Right. So like, he goes to London and he's gonna be the next like Kingsman. He walks into the tailor shop.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I thought that kind of defeated the whole purpose of the Kingsman franchise, because it's like British spies. It's like really,
Yeah,
it's really charming.
At the same time, we know Channing Tatum. He's got accents. So
Yeah.
know,
I want to be Gambit.
Oh, that's true, yeah. What was his name? Tequila?
Yeah,
His name
Tequila.
was Tequila in this movie. He had this like shotgun and did like one fight scene.
He twirled it. It was sick.
Yeah.
That's another thing though, is he did one fight scene and then
kicked their
That's
ass.
it.
And
He
then
was
just,
out
he was
of-
like, all right,
Yeah.
sleep. I'm Captain America.
So like there's this big disease, right, that's going through the drugs, and that's how everyone is kind of affected. Like that's the thing too, is they're really good with stakes in the Kingsman franchise.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They
'Cause
always
it's all or
have,
nothing.
It's the whole
It's
world.
all or
it's
nothing.
the whole world
Yeah.
always gonna blow up or die. Like their head's gonna explode, or they're fucking gonna all just eyes explode.
Like
out of their
it's
head
a
with
really
blood.
it's a population thing.
Exactly.
The one shot that really got to me was like when the president's assistant, or whatever you want to call it, is like cage, and the camera like backs up and you see everyone. That's like the one shot I was like, oh my god, this is a thing. So
It really does show that, you know, they had a lot.
If you also look at it like cinematically, the shot that was set up where she was looking in the mirror, and the way that the camera was set up was she was very isolated, and the president was in the back, and they had it so he was taller than her. So it was almost like she was superior and like not both like physically but also mentally, because she had
you guys are yeah, because I remember like when we were watching it, because like we're film majors, so I remember like when we were watching it, you guys talked about like the different film mechanics, and I remember the transitions are actually really cool in this movie as well.
The transitions are amazing.
Where it shows like it shows like some kush, and it just and then it's the rainforest.
Yeah, it goes into the weed, like this big bag of weed just sitting on the table, right? And it like the camera like zooms into it and it starts scaling up it, and then you're immediately just in the Amazon rainforest or wherever.
Trees,
Is
jungle.
Where was
everywhere.
that, by the way? Was that where was that the point of
That was
Cambodia?
Cambodia.
Yeah, whatever she was like.
So some kind of rainforest out in Asia or whatever.
Yeah, like, and that kind of gets to another portion that I wanted to talk to you guys about, because I want to hear you guys' opinion about this.
Yeah.
I think they kind of took different styles and different stereotypes, and I think they like went like from 0 to 100. Like, you know, this chick that she likes to be at this 70s kind of like styled like lair, I guess, and that's not really explained. All it is just like, oh, I like 70s style kind of stuff. Like,
her character was kind of paper thin. If
The
you
girlfriend?
Think
No,
so.
the bad guy.
The antagonist. I don't even know her name.
yeah, you mean the actress?
No, just in the movie.
Oh yeah. I get what you're saying.
Oh yeah, Poppy.
Julianne Moore,
Yeah,
played
put
her.
the fucking name everywhere.
Yeah, I didn't really, because it was like a 50s or 70s, like what was it?
50s,
like 50s. Yeah, it was 50s. And I guess it was like trying to signify like, okay, this person was like kind of a salesman, like a TV sale. I guess, I don't really know. It felt like super, like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in this movie where they try to take different stereotypes. Like, they could have just easily had the Kingsman interacting with like FBI or CIA agents in the United States, and it could have been just like that. But they like to stereotype a little bit, where they try to make it like these southern kind of cowboys, and I get what they were trying to do. I got that. It's like, okay, it's just a movie. It's not taking itself seriously. It's just trying to have fun. But it's at the same time, it's like they are really pushing the stereotype here.
Well, they set it up with the whiskey. They set it up with the Kentucky.
Yeah.
And with the whole like, I don't know. You know, that might be. And it might just be because that's one of the most distinct things that we'd be
the United States.
Would
Yeah.
be cool, well, I guess as like an agency. Because, like, yeah, they could go, oh, well, if we're going to go FBI and CIA, it's just going to be a bunch of guys in suits.
Yeah.
Looking the same way.
But, you know, Kingsman.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is that I think they needed that.
They wanted that diversity.
They wanted that
distinction that diversity.
between the two as well. They wanted to be able to say, okay, these are obviously Kingsmen, these are obviously the Statesmen. You know, like, they had that whole differences thing, and I don't know, I mean...
At the same time, I admired it, because it was like... It's a franchise that isn't taking itself too seriously. I mean, if you saw the first one, it's like, you know, Samuel L. Jackson did, like
it's
puke.
It's breaking the fourth wall. They break the fourth wall, they're just like, listen, this is not your typical spy movie.
Yeah, exactly.
They already, like, said, like, hey, you know, we're trying out here, but we're not trying not.
Yeah. So I felt it a little weird that, like, I guess the friends didn't question why Eggsy was dating the Princess of England or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, nobody, like, said anything.
I know.
Do you know the Princess of England right now?
I know it.
I mean, but you don't...
I'm sure if we lived in England, we would probably know. Like...
Someone in England's like, fuck, how do I know what the princess is?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know what... I mean, I guess, like, maybe, like, Trump's daughter, you probably know what she looks like. But I'm saying, you know what I'm getting at. Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Famous people, like, not everybody knows their face. So, I mean, if you just have them over...
I mean, that's the thing, is I feel like they didn't even need... Because, like, that might have been just another subplot that they're just like, oh, whoa, you're dating the princess. Like, and they're blown away. Like, who really cares? Like, who wants to see that? You want to get back to the action. The fucking... mechanical arms and the crazy.
Oh yeah, that was great. I really liked that. The first scene was great.
The arm was too much though. Like,
the arm was too much.
I loved how the arm hacked into it.
Because
that drove the story forward. It was worth that happening.
Yeah.
But when they get to Poppy's like area, he can just like throw it out and bring it back like just as fast.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel you.
I actually want to add to that because when Poppy first gives fucking what's his face? We'll call him Jamal, I guess. Whoever, Iron Fist, Kingsman edition. But whenever she gave him that arm, I was looking at that, and they had all kinds of crazy shit that they didn't even go into. It
was like nitrous and shit.
There was flamethrower stuff. Like he could use it as that was never even touched later on. It was just mostly the whole yink.
Like get over here, I'm Scorpion.
Yeah, that was the whole thing, and I don't know, she's like, ooh, look at this upgraded arm I gave you. All it does is fucking shoot out like a slinky and come back to you. Like, I don't know. They should have done more.
Yeah.
Because they set it up like it was just this big. This was the Excalibur. You know?
Do it all mechanical arm.
What did you guys think of I guess the amnesia thing with Harry?
I thought it was super cool because if you have seen the first movie, you know that he has Mr. Pickle in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And if you pay attention, all the butterflies are in the bathroom too. All of them.
Right.
So when he wakes up and he doesn't know who he is and he goes back to his younger self, he remembers that. He remembers getting all of those and doing all of that. And that's what he anchors to.
Yeah.
And that's why he did that for so long.
Right.
So I feel like it was really cool. And then I feel like when Eggsy brings him out of it, I feel like that was also a really cool.
I thought the movie should have been more focused on that. Like him then trying to retrieve his memory.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that would have
been made it longer.
Second plot, like the second act I'm in. Would just be focusing on getting him, and then once they all came back together.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck about the what's it called, the
Statesman? Is that what you said? No.
Well, there was the Statesman part, but there was the whole going to the I know they had to find the tracking for who was calling who and where were they during the music festival scene, but if they would have just completely focused, because I'm pretty sure that was within the same time frame. He still hadn't known what they just kind of left it, and they didn't return.
And then they did it all for nothing because then they followed the guy that they were looking for originally anyway. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it was
and if you look at the cinematography for that was literally just to get men. You have to stick a finger condom.
Yeah. That was okay. That was great. That was great
And
because
they had it panned down all the way down her chest.
That was ridiculous. That shot, holy fuck.
It was like
that was like the closest thing you could get to
the fingering shot did have me because like I was just like, why did that have to be CGI? You could have just easily.
Was that CGI?
I felt like a majority of that was CGI.
I thought that was like some crazy fucking. Oh, that part. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that was like me and Daniel were looking at each other like, what are we watching right now? That was like we were going in some bitch's pussy. Wow.
Oh my god.
She was such a hoe. She was just like
she was like and a half.
She was like, talk to me about your
spirit animal.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I want to actually go back to the Harry thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like you know, up until this movie, you thought he was dead. So like they kind of needed that bit of buffer that wasn't just like, oh yeah, I'm back, I'm a Kingsman, they saved my life, here I am. Like, let's go save the world.
Yeah,
it was like,
yeah.
It was like that second, like you needed another step.
Right.
You know?
I feel like it was cut short, and I agree. I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off.
No, that's all good, yeah.
But at the same time, I also feel like it was very fast-paced, because it was just like, oh, yeah, it just so happened he was in Kentucky, where the statesmen were. And we were just like, alright, let's just fly a helicopter out, because we think something might be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And then you save some guy.
I mean, I feel like they would be, like, they would know what's going on with the fucking guy that's trying to blow up everybody's heads.
Yeah, but they didn't even know who the Kingsmen were, and that was before they knew who he was trying to blow up everybody's heads.
I don't like how they did that though. How they were kind of like, oh, we're the Kingsmen, we're the statesmen. Like it's obvious, like okay, you're an English intelligence agency, and you're a fucking American intelligence agency.
Like, why are
Both
you questioning us? Yeah,
both masked as like a different kind of thing. So like I feel like they set up conflict.
Yeah, there was a lot of...
They set up conflict unnecessarily. That's where they put Channing Tatum's fight scene.
Going back to the whole Harry situation, I think I know a little why as to why they did that, where they brought him back kind of like that. Okay, so I think I talked to you guys a little bit about this. Like, I felt like the first one was like Men in Black, right? Where it was like, you know, this very high maintenance guy. He kind of hires this, you know, hoodlum kind of character, and like, you know, he makes his life essentially better by making him a gentleman kind of, or associate, whatever. This is exactly like Men in Black 2, where the teacher leaves and he comes back, but it's like the student becomes the teacher, where it's like, hey, I have to like get you back on the road. Yeah, and amnesia. Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black 2 had amnesia, so it is. It
20th Century Fox, what do you do?
Yeah, so it's like it's the
doing,
same thing as Men in Black. So I noticed that. Yeah.
And we paid for it. Shit.
Because like
$17 for that shit.
Yeah, and let's talk about the. Hold on, I'm gonna fucking call out the theater. The theater.
IMAX.
IMAX.
More
That
like,
shit was
no.
like 3 inches wider than the fucking regular theater that we were sitting in. I'm like, this shit looks just like it regularly would. I didn't pay $5 extra for this bullshit. Whatever.
That means the regular ones must have been like the size of this wall. Like that.
I did notice that the
what
IMAX was like a little off. I totally agree with you on there. So yeah.
Because like when I'm thinking IMAX, I want that shit to go
like circular.
Yeah.
It has to curve.
If it doesn't curve, it's not IMAX. And if the subwoofers don't tickle your ass cheeks, then it's not IMAX either.
So yeah, I think that's.
Daniel Shea.
I think that's pretty much all we had to cover for this like review.
No, hold on.
Okay, one more thing. Okay.
One more thing. That bitch did not die in a way I wanted to see her die. So I'm offended personally by that.
Yeah, let's talk about that
Wait.
death first, though.
Hold on. I get that they wanted to give her her own medicine, right?
Yeah.
So they wanted to kill her with her own thing to make her experience it.
Yeah.
But, like, that was not... We had seen it at that point, right? We'd seen what it had done to people. It wasn't satisfying.
Yeah.
Like, because you hate this
But
character.
she didn't even die from her own medicine. They had her OD.
Yeah, exactly.
She
Like
died
I
from
wanted her to
disease.
die
She
like
OD'd and
the
died.
thing that they showed off in the movie where like the eyes bleed.
Yeah.
I wanted her to die like that, but she OD'd. Also, we were talking about this in the car. I don't think there was any relevancy to showing that she was potentially like maybe into cannibalism, like where she like kind of like meat.
Well, yeah,
meat that guy. Yeah.
It was like a pointless...
Meat shredded.
Like, this is the thing. We were having this conversation in the car.
Yeah.
Right. Because we were talking about whether she had a flaw or not, right?
Like Samuel L. Jackson, like he doesn't like blood.
Mm-hmm. So that made him an unlikely villain because, like, well, typically you think the sociopath would.
He'd be the one killing everybody.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's why it was so ironic in the first one.
That when he ended up having to kill Henry, he just blew chunks. He wasn't having it.
Yeah, exactly. But then, like, with her, it was like, oh, well, here's the thing that we're gonna also include to make you hate her at the very beginning. But it wasn't even touched on.
Yeah.
But you also have to think, they said she was a sociopath, so maybe we embedded, she isn't a cannibal, but she wanted this person who was joining her cult to follow her direction, so she ground him up to kill him, and then forced him to eat it, because she told him to, because she feels she's superior to him.
Oh, then that's another thing. They fucking killed that guy.
Which means she doesn't.
Off.
Yeah. That also means she doesn't have a flaw.
But that's the thing. They put through this whole first bit where she's like, "Oh, go get this guy," and the guy that brings the fucking one dude. I don't even
they killed the first guy.
They killed the first guy, which is the guy that brought this fucking lackey to the diner.
That was Angel. Angel was the guy that was new, and
I don't even know.
It was like LJ or something like that.
Yeah. So, like, the antagonist makes Angel kill the guy that brought him there so that she could, like,
because
see
he did
his
something
loyalty.
Wrong.
No, she could, like, prove the Angel's loyalty or whatever.
Well, it was also because the guy did something wrong. So he was like, she was like, all right.
I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention to that part, but that was another thing. It's like, I feel like he literally was just to set up the hatred towards.
Yeah.
Poppy.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
His death was, but Angel I don't think was. I think Angel was the setup to the drug because the guy on the piano, what was his name?
Elton John.
Elton John. What? Daniel.
Put a loud ass smack effect on that.
Okay, hold on. Let's talk about Elton John real quick.
Right.
That was corny. That was corny at the end.
Yeah.
That was.
Fuck you, puppy. Fuck you, puppy.
Like where he's just kicking the guy and he's smiling at the camera. It's like, Elton John, get out of here. Like your purpose is done for this movie.
Yeah. Well, I like the part where he was like he's like, fuck you. Like you put me here.
Like the purpose of, like, you know, certain scenes, like in the beginning, like we can talk about like that all day. I just felt like there wasn't any kind of relevancy to the first portions of Julianne Moore's character. It just overall her villainness wasn't just like interesting at all. It wasn't as interesting as Samuel L. Jackson.
It was just kind of.
But that's because she didn't have a flaw. That's
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Character. This is a film standpoint, which is like why I guess we're getting so deep into it. But if
she's eating the table.
I know. Golly, Leia. Stop making a noise.
If all of your characters don't have all the attributes they need to be characters, then in some way or another they are going to be boring.
Yeah. And
I feel like because she did not have a real flaw, her character was overall boring because she was just perfect.
Yeah. They tried to add all this interesting stuff like the 50s styled like lair and her being kind of like this like TV saleswoman, but I just didn't buy it overall.
She
it
wasn't a TV saleswoman. She
graduated from Harvard. How she
spoke about it though.
How she presented herself, and it's just like it was like. It's so ironic that we're talking about this because like I was complaining a little bit earlier about how stereotypical like the Statesman and the Kingsman were at first, but I think it would have helped if like her character was a little bit stereotypical. Like the environment around her was stereotypical, but her as a character, I didn't really feel for it that much.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean?
It was just kind of like, oh well, here's these things that typically aren't normal.
Yeah.
So, you know, like...
Cannibalism.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're kind of like, oh, so this is the person you're supposed to feel angsty about and not like. Like, this is the bad guy. Like, they were kind of just, like, trying to hold your hand through that.
Yeah.
And I feel like they needed a more, like, distinctive kind of, like, well, makes you think a little bit, like, oh, damn, this person's fucked up. Because it's like, it's one thing to just tell somebody, oh, hey, grab this guy.
Throw him in
throw him in a meat grinder. And then, like, you'd be like, oh, man, that's the bad guy. You know, like...
Yeah,
make,
I feel
make the audience work for it a little bit. Like, don't treat your audience so
dumb.
Exactly. Like, you're real hand-holdy with it.
Yeah.
So, It's only the second movie. Don't let the villains get oversaturated already. If you're gonna be anything like Bond, you're gonna need way.
I think that's what the third movie's gonna need is like a better villain.
Yeah. The third movie is gonna need a bigger and badder villain that does way more than like I don't know. I guess you can't really get way more than destroying the whole Earth.
Yeah.
But they've now done it twice, so unless it's like
the Earth and then some.
Yeah, like something else has to happen.
Yeah.
I feel like in the third.
I feel like it just has to mutilate. Like the death has to mutilate it.
Like
not even just like, well, in this one they kind of fucking had that where the death was like really painful. In the first one it was like, oh, like and that was it.
Yeah. Like
second
their head
one
just exploded. This
second
one it was
one
like
was
they
suffering.
They all their muscles locked. And then they just stop breathing and then they just cough out blood and just die.
I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you wanted to add to the movie at all? Or I mean, I think we already like.
I know that we were picking this apart, but it's just for the sake of reviewing it.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about like being able to speak about it is that you can say, okay, well, you know, this is
good,
my opinion.
This wasn't.
Yeah. And this is my opinion, and like, you know, it's subject to everybody who watches it is one thing. So. You know, overall, it was a good movie for the standard moviegoer who doesn't dig into
who isn't a film major.
Yeah, exactly. Like they will definitely enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with you guys. Yeah.
Like our interpretations like dissuade you because it's worth seeing.
For sure.
Definitely
I totally agree with that. That's actually a really fair statement. So yeah, guys, that was our review. What's up?
One more thing before. I'm sorry. Before we end it, I just want to talk about the fact that when they were at the snow area, wherever that was, and they're going up the ski lift to go get the antidote, blah, 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 say what you want. That's what happened.
Oh my gosh.
They brought skis.
And they never
But it wasn't even like that. Like, they had Henry have an episode and not close the thing that they were trying to get down. Which is even more of a reason to ski down.
Exactly.
And they still didn't do it.
Motherfucker, ski! Shit!
You had the skis, and then because you didn't use them, you ended up in the spiral ball of fuck shit. Take the skis!
You just made me think of like another thing to talk about. Okay, so did you guys notice that the border lines in the movie like kept like changing, like the black bars, like they kept changing.
They were changing
the aspect.
The aspect ratio.
I literally was looking at that, and I would look at.
It's like, what's going on? Yeah, I noticed that a lot, and it kind of took me away from the experience. But like that's just like another nitpick thing.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh well.
I saw a continuity error when
film majors.
when Melvin blew up. And they're going through, they're shooting the machine gun thing. When it turns into a riot shield, they have the Kingsman logos like striped down both sides.
Yeah.
And for one shot, it was like 3 seconds, it was just an all black one.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I saw that.
Not even that though, because we didn't even touch on Melvin's death, bro.
Yeah, we
Melvin
didn't.
fucking died.
This man is a motherfucking G.
It's pretty sad.
He took one for the team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was actually awesome. And then they sent him off in such a cool way. He was like he put himself on the line first of all to save Eggsy and save save both of them. Really.
Well, technically to save everybody.
Yeah.
He saved the planet.
Exactly.
He
took one for the team for sure.
Way to go, Mark Strong.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He was like singing, and like there was like he took out one of the guys and like fucking headbutted him.
Yeah.
He took all of the. He was like a distraction.
He got 6 people over to him to blow up when they knew he had stepped on a mine.
Yep.
Badass.
Yes, it was fucking sick. But I was thinking the whole time, I was like, why don't these guys just shoot?
They would.
He clearly
headbutted
the first guy.
And he's not approaching you.
He's not the lawyer from before. Yeah.
If I'm any one of those guys, I'm like, dude, he's not coming at us.
But then again, why do you need guards at the front gate if there's fucking mines out there? Like, are you guarding the mines? Like, I don't know. There was just. You know, they spent most of their money on the set in the fucking rainforest with like poppy shit everywhere.
There's like, all right, yeah, the wallpaper poppy came in. It's $3 grand. Where's the AD?
Yeah.
Where's the AD? Someone needs to sign a paper.
Get on the phone with the producer right now.
So yes, guys, that was our review of Kingsman 2. Comment down.
Oh wait, one more thing.
Yeah, okay.
No, I'm kidding.
That was our review of Kingsman 2. Comment down below what you thought of this movie if you've seen it yet. Like the video, share it, and please subscribe to Pixel Talk if you haven't yet. Subscribe to their channel.
Daniel Shea Show.
Michelangelo. Hopefully it's an annotation or something.
There's gonna be a description
right
down below. It's gonna be in the description down below.
Put it right here too.
Yeah,
like,
I'll put it.
Here.
I want it like.
I'll put it right there.
Put it on my face.
I am Corbin Stuckey.
I'm Daniel Shea.
I'm Michael Walker.
And this is Pixel Talk.